Hey guys, I'm back for another round of Advent of Code. I got through the beginning of Puzzle 2, like not even halfway through. So, I will continue doing that in Rust. And making sure that I do a decent job of showing my logic, explaining it a little bit. I just wanted to check real quick that my stream words were updated on my stream because they don't always like to update for me. By that I mean I'm not the most thorough streamer. By any means. But hey, we have fun. And that's the most important thing. So we're sitting here having fun. I'm only probably going to be on here for about an hour today. Because I have it's my mom's birthday. So just gotta make sure we get everything done as we want to. Okay, so found out what that error's for. The error has to do with Big Sur. I updated my operating system, so now my Vim has a touch bar error every time I do anything. It's great. I'm so sure they'll fix it eventually. Okay. We were in the middle of parsing the words, right? So what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to take these lines, split them up into rules, and then we're gonna make sure that they validate it. This is our test set. I really think that it would be... Oh, I was gonna try that. Like, see if I don't know if I should use a test framework type thing, or if I should just read it in text files. I don't know. Haven't gotten that far. Let's just review. How far I got. Cargo 1. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be underscore, I guess. I mean lowercase. Underscore and lowercase are not the same thing. Hey Max and Lulu, Mama's on TV. Can you relax and not bark at your friends? Thank you. Hey, let's guess that's not gonna happen. Expected unsized found a string. Oh, good. I didn't test this. So, I just have to do some type casting. Hey! Max and Lulu! You saying hi? Say hi, Twitch! I know! Hey! Hey! Well, these should be parsing, right? So we should parse these strings as unsized, I guess. Casting and no implicit conversion between primitive types. Rust. Parse string as unsize. I don't know what an unsize is. I was supposed to look that up. Yeah, tell me about it, Lulu, Max. Oh, U-size. Not unsize. Somebody needs to read. U-size. Converting string to int in Rust on overflow. Oh, okay, that's easy. So, can I just do this in line? From streets that's I-32. And then I'm just going to go ahead and run that, see if I get the same line on the first part. And I don't know why it doesn't close that unless I close it manually. Use undeclared from... Oh, that's deprecated code. Oh, somebody should not read from the question. Come on, camera. It was been on for like 3 hours and now it fails on me. Maybe it's not plugged in. There we go. So, that should get us working on the camera again. And yeah, I do not always wear hats, and I do not always wear my hats backwards, but my hair's unruly, and if we can give a shout out to DevPoint Labs, a nice little boot camp here in Utah, we might as well. So we will just do a parse then. That's what I thought. I just Googled it first, and I'm not super familiar. Parse works with a string pointer thing and a string. So parse should work. I mean, oh, okay, so we have a string, we should do a parse. I feel like the double dot's kind of like a pipe. I wish I knew what it was called. And we have to unwrap when we did our vectors, we collected them, not unwrap. Int32, I32. And cool. Let's go ahead and close the thing that doesn't do us any good. No, I don't. Cancel, 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 cancel. And then we're gonna run you. It doesn't work. Oh, am I supposed to say that I want this as a U size? Guess that's how it works. Oh, cool beans, that worked. Okay. I will do that. Okay, oh gosh. I'm not as tired as I think I am. I'm just really bad at eating lunch, so sometimes, you know, afternoon blood sugar just is not super fun. I don't think I have to parse either of those, but I need to get whatever this type is. do the same thing here, but with a character. And that, I need to get Rust. I need to get a get rid of that. Okay. Oh, that's a primitive. Okay, that's what I thought it was. So the little str is some kind of a primitive. Does somebody want to explain to me the difference between a primitive and a literal string? Or a type? I doubt anyone will. But when somebody gets on and watches this, will you please explain the difference to me between a string and a primitive? And the ampersand primitive, which I'm hoping is a pointer. If not, that's what it is inside my head, and I will at some point actually read a book and or I was about to say Instagram blog post. Internet blog post that tells me what the heck's going on with these type business. If this is what? Okay, I obviously broke something. Warning. Compiling unused variable pass. Let password equal. Oh, yeah, it is unused. File field never read. Oh, so it doesn't like the fact that I'm not using anything? And I keep trying to like change screens with the control tab. Oh, no, not capital Q. Okay, well then let's just print it, right? We really like to do that. Print line, and then we'll just print pass, right? That should work. Oh no, that doesn't work. Somebody... There must be a way where I don't have to declare this weird string literal thing. Any thoughts? Any ideas? No? No ideas? Building, compiling, oh I broke it. Password cannot be used. Okay, well then, I'll just, I was just assuming that worked the same as the vector. Oh, it's a struct. So, it's a structure. Yeah, that's how they're printing structures. Baloney, see, they print Peter that way. I mean, I can also do this. Oh, I keep forgetting the 0. So yeah. That should work, right? That should allow me to print it. Oh my gosh, I have uncontrolled yawning. What did I do? Filled with similar name exists? Well, yeah, I want to print the part of the struct. Okay, I declared something wrong. What does it say when you're doing structs? Okay, so let point, oh look, they didn't use the equal, they used that when they're instantiate. That's such a funny word. So I obviously did this wrong. Right? So on the one where they don't label the fields, they do that. I apologize. I go right for the caffeine when I have yawning issues. I'm just running this and seeing if I get getting errors. Unexpected. Expected one of the 7 possible tokens. Expected one of 7 possible tokens. Okay, I did something wrong. Okay, let's go back to the internet. I need to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so they have a struct point, and I have a struct password. And when they are defining point like that... Oh! Look! So they have the word, they declare the type of the... When they're instantiating it, they have to they do declare the type. They're not inferring the type. So now I do equal, and then I do it again. Oh, and now I'm saying putting the type, and then I'm actually doing the struct. Okay, that seems redundant, but that's just because I'm used to it being smarter in Go. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing for Rust. I'm just not used to it. Like, there's a lot of value in instantiating it. Instantiate. I say, I'm really self-conscious about saying that word right now. Instantiate. Help. A film. Oh, I think I was supposed to use an O, not a 0. I did not notice a difference there. Because it's minimum occurrence, not minimum OCC. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Honestly. So, bam. I'm going to be really excited if this compiles. Something prints. Look at that! I get warning errors, that's fine. Hello world prints. My parts print. And my thing prints. That's super duper awesome. Super duper awesome. I also want to point out I am wearing the shirt for the Go West conference. I'm one of the conference organizers. We should, within the next month, be getting our CFP out for the 2021, which is super exciting. Okay. I say that if anyone, it is a Go conference, so if you are interested in Go, and you would like to speak or attend, let us know. I mean, with future vaccination cards coming out, we might be able to do this in person, which would be super exciting. I need to have a minimum number of non-virtual contacts per year. I need to hit it. I've totally missed my quota for non-virtual contacts. I'm starting to revert to my hermit life. We're gonna go and we're gonna try and redo this. Redefine this function again. So the idea is we're gonna have a password that we type in, and then we're gonna return is, oh, that's not how you say you're gonna return something, is it? Functions. I really like this Rust by example. This is how you say you're gonna return something. You have to point to it. My goodness. In Go you don't. But I need to quit comparing Rust to Go. I mean, I could compare it to Python. I just do a whole lot less Python on my day job. I do, like, only Go. So the idea is I want to pass in the password and I want to return true. So I'm just going to put that here just to remind myself. Return true if valid password. Return false if invalid. And right, so basically it's okay, so we need to take we need to add a for loop. So they want us, if we go to the admin of code, I mean I have it in my head, but I feel like I need to explain it. So essentially, we're going to take, follow my cursor, I'm over here on the website. We take a password and take the rule letter, say, so we would iterate through the password and we would just count, right? And we would decide if the counter falls within the limits, like that makes sense. So basically, if A occurs at least once but no more than 3 times, it's valid. Here, they want B to occur at least once and no more than 3 times, but there's no B's. So, I'm going to make a counter. Let counter, I32, oh, how do you do this? Like, I'm totally, see? I can just say equals, right? I don't have to be super duper fancy about this. Variables. Variable bindings? What's a variable binding? Mutability? See, look, they do it that way. And I'm just going to do it that way. What the heck? Semicolon are the worst. Let counter equal 1 equals 0, right? We do want it to equal 0. And then we do a for loop. Don't forget me. Don't forget how to do a for loop. That was, I don't know, English is my freaking first language. I shouldn't be confusing it with syntax of a different language. For. Oh, I need to, I can find an example that does this, right? Rest. Loop over string. Ha! Found the example. I'm just gonna copy. Yes! 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 Okay. Enumerate. I is index, C is character. For C in string, I don't need the index though. So we're just going to do this because I don't need the index. So string is password dot pass. That's just a little. And then we have if C equals pass dot rule letter. Why didn't that, oh, yeah, rule letter. I'm sure I have to do that at some point. I might not. For range, if let. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, I don't need that. I mean, while let, I mean, I can see the benefit of that. It's super cool. That's super awesome syntax. Oh, I don't need the semicolon on the end of the if statement. That was all I was checking to see if I need that. Looks like I don't. Then I would do counter. Can I do counter plus plus? Else. I really don't need to do anything. And then that ends the for loop, and then I do another if. And then I can do this, right? I can do if counter is less than pass dot min occurrences. Yeah. And, oh no, it has to be if it's greater than the minimum occurrences. And it's less than the maximum occurrences. Why do they make you declare it twice? I want one language to just be both. Like I can just do and greater than without having to say counter again. I know why I have to. It's not that smart. But I want it to be that smart. Max occurrences. I want it to return true. Hey, is the return need, does the return, need a semicolon? It probably does. I feel like everything needs a semicolon. Closures are gross. I mean, I have no idea if they're gross. They just looked gross to me for like the first 5 seconds. That I tried to do one without having any context. Semicolon? Yeah, I just, are semicolons option? Okay, I'm just gonna not do it and see if it breaks. Else, return false. And then, let's go back to functions. Oops. Pair. Okay, so we would call this is valid equals analyze, and it's not a slice, it's just a password. I wanted to pass in like a slice, but I think I want to keep that logic separate. Just to keep processes separate. That's according to, was it Robert Fowler, the book? Clean Code? Martin Fowler? Don't quote me on the author. I know the book's Clean Code, and I know I have it on that bookshelf behind me. You want to split them into as small a things as possible. But then he has like 12 billion nested functions. I'm not a super huge fan of like the nested functions. So, like, I'm okay with having a little bit of logic. I mean, spread out over the function, as opposed to like having like 13,000 nested functions. But I mean, he would like writing in Java, and I'm not a fan of Java. I mean, and it's super, like, right? Like, there's like an idiomatic way to write every language, and if his way is idiomatic Java, that's fine. Like, it makes it like look really good. Like, it's super readable for Java. That's like not readable to me normally. I cannot write and type. This is my problem. Password is okay, if is valid Actually, I like to do the not case first when you have an is just in general, right? So that way the default is the most occurring case. Unless it's like the first time where it's a condition that has to be met. Password is valid. Password. What was I saying? I was going on a rant about Java, and then I realized I can't write and talk at the same time. Which kind of stinks. Which is why I want to get royalty-free music for this, but I don't make enough money. I mean, I don't make any money from Twitch, so why should I spend money doing that? Right? You need to have a semicolon. And then the prints need to have a semicolon. Okay. Question number 13. For all one viewer of you, which is myself. It's not fixing the formatting, which means something is wrong. Why the semicolon on some lines and not others? Like, I understand that every time I instantiate something, I'm using a semicolon at the end of what would be a single line for the compiler. But like on the return, I'm not using it. And on the... Well, I assume I'm not using it. I haven't actually proven that yet. Oh, I have to have a let on that is valid. But like, on the loops, I don't need it. Oops. So that's what I'm kind of confused about. I'm sure there's some kind of design principle there, and that's what I want to know. Like, why? Who's the Rust expert? Max, are you still asleep on top of the kennel? Yeah. Sorry, my dogs are sleeping. So you don't get a super cool view of them. My camera's not in focus. You don't want to see me out of focus, and you don't get to see my beautiful face. I'm gonna waste time doing this, I really am. So, I have this beautiful mirrorless camera because the webcams were all out. And because apparently that's what the cool kids use. And I want to be like the cool kids. But I don't have the autofocus on. So there's that. Maybe you want me to be out of focus so that way you can't tell if my lips are in sync with the sound. Anyway, with autofocus off, I have to manually focus, and I'm not good at that because I should do it before I plug it into my computer, because then I can actually look at the camera while I'm doing it. But why be smart? And I wish... Here, let's just do a build. Oh, did you guys see that? Is valid as a local variable. Oh, I need to spell. Which is overrated. Spelling is overrated. Expected expression? I guess plus... Okay, so they don't call it pointers, they call it borrowing, which is fine. How do you do that? Mutable binding, scope and shadowing. Can I just get rid of the pointer thing? The borrowing symbol? I don't know what that is. You know, I should get better about tweeting. I just honestly didn't know if I was actually going to get on today. Or how long I was going to be on today. But I needed to do this. See, look at how out of focus I am. Now am I in focus? I'm more in focus. Slightly more in focus. But I'm just... Next time, when somebody's actually watching my video, I'll care. What, C++ versus Rust? Okay, there aren't increment or decrement errors operators in Rust, which is fine. I know how to do that. I'm a smart person. At least I pretend to be a smart person. Cargo run, build. I'm just building it. I just want it to compile. It's still not compiling. Oh, look, that was the mutability thing we were talking about. Mutability. Let mutt. Oh, so they're assuming everything's a constant unless I specifically say it's not a constant? Okay. Does anybody want to explain to me the benefit of this? Like, why do we want to assume that everything's immutable instead of assuming mutable? Why? Oh gosh. Nobody. I'm so used to camel case. I should do more Python. Not that Python requires snake case, but I'm just... I do a lot more camel case, and it's gonna kick me in the butt every single time. Where else do I need to fix my camel casing? Is there other options besides besides, I was about to say snamel and cake. And now I want to say YAML. YAML and cake. Are there other options that are not camel case or snake case? That is my question for the world. I think I pose more questions than I give answers. Non-snake case? Analyze password because it's capitalized? You're gonna give me grief? Oh my goodness. Which is fine. I like linters. They provide some sort of predictability in code. So if I should stick to my moral ground and conform to the linter suggestions. Is that an ethics question? Is using a linter a question of ethics? It is now. Awesome! Password is valid. Now, Rust, read from text file. Let's see if I can find another example that we can cheat. Rust, read from file. Rust, standard file. Reading from file. Rust programming language from a book. Rust cookbook. I like the ones with examples. So we're just going to go here and make it like 3 times too big. If that gets rid of the thing. Okay. Use standard, read, write, read, buff, read, error, read all this stuff. If they say use it, I'm going to use it. I should probably get rid of this because nobody likes regex. I don't want to save that file. I want to get rid of my run history. I wonder if my code's too small. That feels better. Read, create path, file. Let mutable output. Input. I'm not writing, so I shouldn't need that. I should just be able to open it. So we're gonna get rid of the hello world, and we're gonna get rid of that, right? And I'm gonna actually go to my terminal that you probably can't see. Now you should be able to see it. It's kind of hanging out over the video camera. So we're going to make a directory. And we're going to call it data. If I could spell make a data. And then we're going to just do this. Tab, data, passwords. Okay. .text, and we're just going to copy and paste the passwords. They are space delimited with a new line, no commas. What happened to CSVs, guys? CSVs were the best thing since sliced bread, and then I do advent of code and we don't believe in commas. Like, can I really say that I'm doing advent of code if I'm 4 days late? Well, today's the 4th and I'm on puzzle 2. Technically, today's the 4th, but puzzle 5 gets released at 10 p.m. my time, and then my Slack explodes because I'm on all the advent of code channels, but I'm not looking at any of the solutions. So, should I actually be on the channels? Who knows? Okay, read write from Rust. Back here. So, I didn't actually want all of those comments, but I do want this. Let's go right here. And it's going to give me an error in my terminal every time I type anything into Vim, because the touch bar isn't whatever, like... it shouldn't be passwords. I'm just gonna call it data. Anyway, there's some touch spacebar error in OS X, Mac OS Big Sur. And I'm just gonna hard code it. Data/text. What's it called? Text? Passwords. Passwords. Because text.txt does not make any sense. Okay, so we have a data. So now we're going to buffered lines. Ha ha. We're going to do that. Right? Input for buffered line. Haha, watch this. Can I do this? For line and buffered lines. Right now it's just print line. Hey Jake, what's up? Yes, I'm on Twitch. What do you need, Jake? My nephew's gonna take a nap.
No, I'm not. I'm going to grandma's.
Because that's what 19-year-olds do. They sleep a lot when they're not going to college. Which, you don't go to college in COVID times. Let parts equal word, and word's gonna be the line. Haha, I can take this out now. Watch. So now I want to make this a function. A function, and this isn't going to be analyzed. This is going to be called handle. No, it's going to be called get parse. I don't know if parse is a good word. Parse password. Oh my gosh. Password criteria. And then we're gonna return a password. Okay, so we're gonna take a buffered line, which I hope is a string. I hope it's a string. And we're gonna call this word. And then we'll just take this and we're gonna pull this out and we pop you down here. Does that sound wrong? Should I not say pop? Should I pasta? So you're a pasta, and then just after this we return pass, only two S's, and then I say let pass. Oh, and this actually goes inside the loop. This might break. I might have done too many steps at once. Let pass equal parse password that's too many words for me to spell correctly. Did I break something? I did break something. You don't know how I broke it? How I braked it? It didn't format it. This looks formatted right. This doesn't look formatted right. Look. Semicolon. Semicolons are gonna kill me. What else am I missing? Oh, look. I didn't do my arguments right. I'm just gonna build it and see where it fails. Needs to point me somewhere. Unexpected. 59? Yeah. What do you mean unexpected? Oh, I got a headache of myself. Because I closed the thing. I mean, that was even, the colors would have told me that. How would I rate the first 5 puzzles of 2020? Well, since I'm only on the second puzzle, I don't know how I'd rate them. So I'm actually doing them in Rust. It's the first time I've ever done Rust. So, I mean, the puzzles are fine. I think they're pretty straightforward. The first 2 I've done are pretty straightforward to solve. I just don't know how to do them in Rust. So that's been super fun. Oh my goodness, I broke the compiler again. Input not found in the scope. That's because it's called data. But I know that the Slacks that I am part of have been super active every night, so nobody's lost interest in the first 3 days. I mean, I should probably do more of these. Does anybody else get tired of typing on computers after typing all day for work and then doing the rest of your life? Oh, if I'm not using it, I'm not supposed to import it, huh? Stinky. So I'm using file and buff read, right? Oh, buff reader, that's the only one I'm using? Then I'll get rid of you. I mean, this will probably explode again. I mean, and this is the first time I've done Advent of Code. So, I honestly don't know what to expect. And if I was trying to actually compete against people that I work with, again, I should have done a language I'm familiar with. Buff reader. The standard read is not implemented. I might have done that wrong. This is what I get for copying code. I have no clue what I'm doing. Looks like I'm the only one watching again. Super cool. Well, I got stuff I gotta do tonight. Sup, Jake? I'm gonna add this because they have this here. Is this compile? Oh look, I needed to do the Okay, I still got errors. Okay. Import on buff reader is failing. Okay, I'm gonna push this up to GitHub and call it a night. Thank you everybody that tuned in. And we'll see you maybe tomorrow.